All right, hi, this is Attica, and welcome to part 5, which will be the final part of our playthrough of Railway Empire 2 Scenario 12. So, what do we got to do? Connect a bunch of people, finish off that Zurich, Munich, Prague task, which shouldn't take long, grow Gutersloh, and have our 24 cities connected to express lines. So, I've got a cold, so forgive me. I'm going to talk very little on this one. There isn't much to say. I just said what we've got to do. We're going to go out and connect a bunch of cities, and we're going to focus our efforts on growing Gutersloh and do everything we can to make Gutersloh grow. And that's it. It's just that simple. So I'm going to rest my voice. And if something comes up that I think needs commenting, I'll jump in. Otherwise, this is going to be and I'm also going to speed this video up because it's a little boring. You're just kind of waiting, and doing the same thing over and over again. Okay, here I'm figuring out how big a loan can we take. We've got a company value of 36 million, so that means we can have a 3.6 million current bond, up to 3.6. So since we're already at 2.5, I felt like the best thing to do is just take the biggest one available because almost anything we take is going to push us over that 3.6 limit. Now, to connect these cities, we're going to use the same technique we started with. We're going to connect them up. We're going to put in every other station will get a maintenance, and we'll have restaurant and maintenance in every other station. The opposites, or the the ones connecting to it, will have a restaurant and a market hall to maximize passenger profit. And we'll have a single line with a single train. We'll run Le Continent, the fastest, best express train we've got, with all the cars to get all the bonuses from our employees, and we will employ our bonuses for dining, our bonuses for mail, and our caboose to to add additional bonuses for our employees. And we'll run nice profitable lines. They'll be easy. They'll all easily get express status. And the track doesn't cost us a fortune because it'll be single track, and we'll connect. The new one will connect out of track 1 back to track 2 of the prior one, and we'll just keep using that technique to just keep going and adding stuff. And right here, I'm actually just improving Castle, because what I'm looking at is I want to set up a situation where we can bring. I'm torn between two things. I'm looking ahead because we have to grow Gutersloh, and I want to get paper set up in advance of Gutersloh needing it. I want to get furniture set up as an industry in advance of Gutersloh needing it. And our 3-city cluster there will not get a third industry slot until it hits 90,000. Where our goal is to grow to 90,000. So the third slot in Bremen, Kassel, and Gutersloh irrelevant. So we're going to need some little specialty cities, and I picked Cologne and Frankfurt because they're the closest to feed that 3-city cluster, right? So going to put paper in, I believe I put it in Cologne, and furniture in Frankfurt, run the planks down from Frankfurt to Kassel, and then run the furniture back, and we'll add a warehouse in Kassel on that freight line so that we can then have furniture going in, and we'll do the same here with Cologne. We'll connect Cologne up with the system and have it get some supplies, some timber, so that it can make paper, which Gutersloh will eventually need. And that way we're kind of in anticipation. We're always building in anticipation of what Gutersloh is going to need next in order to keep it growing as quickly as we can. So again, all those you'll see it all. I'll make sure we're running at a reasonable speed so you can see what's going on in those particular aspects of it. But again, I just don't have the voice to keep constant comments going. So please forgive me if this one's a bit under narrated, let's say.
The more people use our train lines, the more capital we can generate.
So here we can see we've now connected 1 million people to our network, and the only thing left is actually that line between Zurich, Munich, and Prague to haul those 72 wagons, and we will have completed all the required tasks. Okay, so here's a good example of planning ahead for Gutersloh. We want to have fruit going over there, and we also want to have distillery. So the plan is to put a distillery in Magdeburg, run fruit into a warehouse here, a new warehouse we're going to attach to Magdeburg, and put fruit in there, which can then go over to Gutersloh. And when the distillery has made some alcohol, we can start running that by that same line over to Gutersloh. So we'll get the fruit and the alcohol, and so we're going to need the fruit, which is clumsy. It's up here, way up to the north, and we're running it down on a fairly expensive line. But now money's we got money, and we're going to run that down to Magdeburg to get that going. And we're also going to add a little extra sugar delivery into Magdeburg to make sure it can keep up with that. And there you can see we just finished our required
Our network
task.
extends to every corner of the German Confederation and even beyond its borders. Just look at how the country has changed in this short time frame. The German states are more interconnected than they have ever been, and the economy is thriving. I'm sure this area is looking towards a rosy future.
So let's see how we're doing right now. We've got a score just under 800,000. We've still got two optional tasks we haven't done. Gutersloh and the 24 lines, which is sad. That's a shame on me. There's a whole bunch of shame on me's in this one. We've got it done in just under 2 years. And let's just find ourselves, see where we are. And you can see the usual suspects up here. There's Dwarf, there's our buddy Dwarf, and Loafgang's up there like he always is, he or she, and there we are at 98th place, which isn't awful, and we haven't finished yet. Now, if we look at our friends, we've got Dwarf and Gardet, Blah Razor, Haji, Twilly, Matt, Hedgehog, Der Gute Ludwig von, and Steely are our usual suspects, right? That's who we're used to seeing up there. So well done, guys. Nicely played. And now we're going to continue and try to get those optional tasks done and see if we can't get a better score. So the rest of the playthrough is literally babysitting Gutersloh, anticipating what is coming next there and having it set up so that it can get there. Here you can see I'm setting up the line to run the fruit and eventually the alcohol over to Gutersloh. We'll do, as I said earlier, we'll do paper out of Cologne, we'll do furniture out of Frankfurt, and we'll just try to stay in front of Gutersloh as much as we can, and that's literally what we're doing the rest of the playthrough. So we got our express lines, and now Gutersloh has just hit 90,000. We're going to put in the university to replace the library, and now we've got ourselves a win with all tasks complete. Let's go look at the ratings and see how we did. Our score went up to 830, almost 833, and let's see where we are. We are 63rd, which is like 97, 98 percentile. Very nice. And here we are with our friends, and we're kind of, haven't we seen this before? Isn't this what it always looks like? We've got Dwarf Garnet and Blaurazor, Haji Twilly, Matt, Yo Hedgehog, and Der Gut Ludwig von. And sorry, Stealing Door, I think I bumped you off this page. But as I always say, you guys played great. We're so lucky to have such a nice community of good players here on the channel to kind of help one another get better. And I hope you guys enjoyed that. As I always say, as long as I beat Matt, I'm happy. So again, I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you got something out of it. What I really loved about this one was having the 4 different 3-city clusters, all of them designed a different way. And of course, there was some intent there, but I think it's a great way for you to see 4 different ways to set up your 3-city clusters to make them grow. I do recommend, as a rule, 3-city clusters for all of your city growth, at least to get them up to around 90,000. And then when you hit that point, then you have to decide if I want to go bigger, I'm going to need specialty cities. And you can see we wanted to go faster with Gutersloh, so we actually had specialty cities there to help us with Gutersloh. Now, so you kind of got to see that technique, even though it was in fast forward here. And I fast forward too, and 1, my voice really is shot, and 2, it's just the same thing over and over and over again. So I hope you enjoyed that. There are a bunch of things now that I know what's coming. We would go to Gutersloh and hit Gutersloh harder or faster. We would expand harder, faster to get our more cities connected, so we could get that easy 24 express line connected cities kind of deal. That's an easy one as long as you're expanding. I love the basic approach that we took. I think that was the right way to do it. I think that was it proved itself to be very profitable early. And by the way, it would work with the engineer. It would work with any of the characters, right? Now we used Helene. I would say with some of them, like maybe engineer who gets a bonus on, not the engineer, sorry, the general who gets a bonus on the mail and freight. I would probably do a restaurant and a post office with him rather than restaurant and market hall. I was just trying to really pump up the passenger revenue playing it this way as Helene. And otherwise, I was very happy with that one. Again, we would hit Gutersloh harder. We would expand faster. Things that you'd want to do anyway. We'd get down there and get that. We would have those lines already set up. We would kind of design everything around having that Prague, Munich, Zurich line and having that Frankfurt to, what was it? It was Frankfurt to... It was Hamburg and Hamburg, Frankfurt, and somebody that express line, Zurich, yeah, that's right, Zurich, and we would have that set up earlier, all that kind of stuff. But for a first time through, I was very happy with that. I was very rusty as a player, and that showed a little bit, but I was very pleased with that. I enjoyed it. I hope you did too. I hope you got something out of it that will improve your game. I hope you'll like, comment, and subscribe, and join us for our next Railway Empire 2 video. Thank you.